Hi, back again, Sunday night. This week has definitely been a week. I went ahead and saw my fourth client, a 13-year-old Latina cis female, and her mother is Spanish speaking, so that was a whole thing. Last week I talked about how I have this growth edge or area that I'm working on as far as like my relationship with Spanish and the feelings that come up with Spanish. And so like through the week I got to like process that and really think about where all that is coming from. And so this week I went into this intake, and being that she is a minor, we have to conduct, because Kaiser is and I'll talk more about this later, on paperwork, I had to conduct the whole intake in Spanish, and I'll actually show you a little mini thing. This is an adult, this is a child one. So basically we have to do this whole packet assessment with the client. We get the first 4 sessions to do that. And then we have to turn it in. So when we see a child or a minor, we have to do this with their parents, and then after that we can just see like the minor on their own. And so I had to first of all go over the limits of confidentiality in Spanish. That was a little hard, but I definitely had different feelings this time than the last minor client that I had, where I did that in Spanish and I was just like all over the place because I was flustered. This time I was kind of like, I'm gonna take it slow. If I'm slipping up on a word, I will just tell the daughter and maybe she can like help me translate. But I tried not to do that because I didn't want to like further perpetuate this like I gotta translate for my parents thing. So this is pretty much the assessment, and there's like a few papers, just like all types of things. So that was a whole thing, but it went really well, and I got like a lot of information, and it felt kind of like I was also doing therapy with the mom too. So I got a little bit of a family session going, sort of, because I would hear like there was something that came up around like trauma, and so like I was asking the 13-year-old about it, and then I got to ask the mom, and there was emotions, and it was just a really special session, and I'm really excited to work with the 13-year-old, but also to continue to have these conversations with the mom while we do the assessment. So that was my good one, my little win. Not my little win, my win. And then I had a follow-up with my 17-year-old client, and that one, she kind of came in not on schedule, so I only got to see her for a little bit. And Saturday I had a client no show, and then she was pretty much my only client that day, but I got to catch up. And so other stuff that's going on is juggling everything. I am slipping as far as slacking. I'm slacking. And so I feel like I need to get back on track and focus, because there's been a lot of things going on, like changes in my personal life, and mostly like this moving situation is going to happen that I haven't even really been able to give the thought to. And then just it feels like in my personal life there's a lot of fires that have like been going on, and I've had to like put out, and also just like it's a lot, but I know that this is just temporary as far as like juggling. So yeah. And then another thing, talking about going back to Kaiser and Prac, that's been kind of the forefront of my mind is like the amount of paperwork, because it's so structured, of like I had to learn how to chart, and we have to use their their like medical portal thing. And then it's not just like I see a client and I write some progress notes. It's like a whole thing where we do this assessment that takes 4 sessions, and we gotta type up the assessment for every client, and then we have to like do this Kaiser thing, this template with the progress notes, a GURP, and then email that to our supervisors, which that's like normal. But it's just like I'm starting to feel like working school and prac and then somehow having like a social life is a lot, because I feel like I have all these different lives that I'm managing. Like I have my prac life, I have my work life, I have my school life, I have my family life, I have my life, my personal life. And it's just like, whoa, because this prac life feels like a combination of school and work compounded into one, because I'm working, seeing clients, and then I'm also like, you know, doing that mental labor. And then at the same time, I'm doing like schoolwork / paperwork for Kaiser, because it's not just case notes, it's like all these things, and it just is a lot. And I'm like behind on some notes, or not some notes, but like getting the assessment done and some notes. Like it takes me 2 days because it's just like a lot. So I'm thinking about areas in which I can cut back on in my life, or be more intentional with like my time management. So there's that. Because while I know like this isn't forever, like I said, it's just till May when I won't be in school and working, you know, because I'll be able to do like it'll just all fall into place. But I know it's not sustainable. So there's that. I've also been thinking about maybe getting another job, like quitting my job and then getting like a job that pays more, so then I don't have to work as many days. I don't know. It's kind of rough supporting yourself through school. I think the first year I wasn't working, or the first few semesters, because I wanted to be present and all that, but unfortunately shit went down with my mom and I no longer had that cushion, and so now I have to work, and it just sucks. I'm tired. It's 2 in the morning. I got back from work at 12:30, and I've been working on stuff. So it's fine. We'll figure it out. We always do. Yeah. I'm excited to finish an assessment, because next week will be my 4th session with my most consistent client. So I'll be completing her assessment, and then that'll be good, because that's like another win. But yeah, thinking a lot about groups this week and prac and ideas I have, and there was a lot of good conversation, I think, in our last class, as always. Yeah, those are the updates, and I will see you here next Sunday. Bye.